now turn our attention to passage 3. Now, passage 3 is investigating about metal switches. We're told that in this very lengthy introduction that metal switches should have a good metal-to-metal contact so that there is a spark that oxidizes the metal. We're told that investigators are investigating the effects of ozone on metallic switch performance. So we can expect that ozone could be an experimental variable and the performance of the metallic switch could be the dependent variables that we can see. So that's sort of the what the investigation or the experiment is about. We're told going into the setup and the apparatus, the investigators are using thin rectangular pieces of metal known as coupons, and they will be used in the experiment. And we're told, we're given this interesting term, contact resistance is measured using a probe. Now it's not very clear what a contact resistance exactly is, but we're told that contact resistance provides a measure of effectiveness of the metal when used in switch. Now, typically, high resistance is typically a bad thing, and the low resistance is typically a good thing. But we just want to be sure, at least I want to be sure, what was considered a good thing. Is high resistance good? Is low resistance good? Now, but the question was really answered in this specific part or quote I'm taking from the passage that says, note that if the force applied by the probe was too small, however, the contact would be poor, causing an unnaturally high contact resistance. So that means poor contact is high resistance and good contact must be low resistance. So that means low resistance is good, high resistance is bad. So that's something. So this little addendum about the experimental error that could occur actually provided me with definitive understanding of what contact resistance is telling me. So the first experiment they conducted was they had 2 coupons of 4 material systems, so made of 4 different compositions, and they placed it in clean air and 7 parts per million, I think, ozone. Yes, 7 parts per million ozone. And then they measured the average contact resistance at 60 gram normal force and after 9 days. So 9 days and the normal force will be the constant control variables, and the contact resistance will be the dependent variables, and the various types of compositions of coupons will also be an independent variable that could be served as they'll just be the independent variables.